Thank you for coming back to OnComics. And this is just going to be a chill stream where we look at some, well, this is really a replay, isn't it, of when I actually had my pencil on the paper. I draw on the iPad, so Procreate has a facility to automatically record everything that happens in a drawing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play back for you the character sketches of Rick Rowley and the storyboard, more or less. It's not really a storyboard, it's just a concept sketch and layout of page 1. And this is not how page 1 is going to end up. I've already decided that I'm going to swap panels 2 and 3. I just don't like them in the order that I have them in. And who knows, I may swap them back even again. There's just no telling where I'm going to go with this. But if you want to just sit back and enjoy some pencils hitting, what I do need from you, dear listener, viewer, person, you are wonderful, and I appreciate you greatly for being here. Please hit the like button, click the share button, and give this video to someone who hasn't seen it, and subscribe to my channel on whatever platform you're on. If it's YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, I don't know what else is out there. If I'm not on your platform, let me know. I will get on there. You can find me at OnComics on YouTube. That's my channel. And you can find me on Twitter at Lonnie Webb. That you'd be amazed how difficult that is for me to remember. So I'm going to go ahead and start. What's invariably going to happen is my voice track is going to get out of sync with the video, and I apologize for that in advance. It's going to happen. It's a result of how I mix the video and the sound, and it's just clumsy ham-fistedness on my part. I apologize. There is a link in the notes for the video for the Temple of Tiamat over on Indiegogo. If you go to Indiegogo.com and search for just the word Tiamat, T-I-A-M-A-T, you're going to find this same page where, if you would, I mean, this is so important, just put your email address in, click the check boxes, and click sign up. It doesn't cost you anything, it doesn't do anything to you, but what it does is it gives me an email address that I can kind of use as collateral to say, hey, I've got this many potential customers. I need to use some budget to make this project, and if I have that amount of weight, I can make the comic, the war story that we're going to get to see today, and it will come to fruition and possibly hit your very hands. And by signing up on that page, you will get a perk that no one else gets. Trading cards are real popular right now, so at the very least, I'm going to give you an exclusive trading card or set of trading cards. I haven't drawn them yet. I'm actually open to suggestions. So go there, go to Indiegogo, search for Tiamat, T-I-A-M-A-T, put in your email address, click that sign up button, and I thank you greatly. Now, I'm going to hit the start button now on my laptop, dink, and there we go. We now get to see the shape of Rick Rowley start to, well, take shape, and I'm at this point really just kind of just putting marks on the paper. That's all it is. I'm not even thinking hard about it. So we end up with a human-looking guy. He's got the appropriate World War II gear, and I put the notes on there. You occasionally will see I drop in a clip or a photo that I want to imitate someone's style. I don't steal it from them. I don't do their thing. I don't trace, but I do occasionally borrow from ideas that other artists have. If you're an artist, you know what I'm talking about. You have to learn from other people. I do not draw in dashed lines. That is a bizarre side effect of artifacting that's happening in the video compression. Sorry about that. I'm sure that I screwed this up somehow, but that's what you're seeing there. That's not the way it's drawn. And here we've got some action poses for Rick Rowley, some expressions, and different points of view. I want to make sure that as I draw, I have something to reference and come back to that keeps me focused on the man that I envisage being Rick Rowley. And now we're on to another page. This will be an actual page in the comic. This is the circus company. Not exactly how it ends up being. When I drew this, it left me a little disappointed. It was flat to me, a little cold. I had everybody walking the wrong direction. So what I did was when I did all of this, I threw the whole page away and drew a new one. What you're seeing in that black flash is I have the script for this page in a layer, and I occasionally refer back to it to see who it is I'm drawing doing a certain type of thing, and that's what's going on there. There goes some leaves and vegetation and trees and background, and a character there that is influenced greatly. I guess I kind of base him on Ice Cream Soldier. If you know who that is, you're a cool person. So the guys are walking down this hill, and they're in France. We see all kinds of things happening in the background, and the purpose here is just to show them doing the kind of things that these different people do, how it's reflective of their persona, and like I said, hey, it's not dynamic enough. It's really not dynamic enough. I'm not using that made-up word. I literally mean there's no dynamic in those gestures and positioning that I like. So I'm drawing in another view of my characters coming down that hill. I did commit the sin of doing a copy and paste of one of my own sketches. Then I cut it up and changed it. This character is Barefoot. At least that's his name right now. He prefers to work with knives. He does carry an M1 Garand and a Tommy gun, but he prefers to go into a bit of a commando mode where he is out on his own and doing harm to the enemy. Behind him is the sniper, and farther back is the sniper's lookout. Sighter, the guy who sights for the sniper. When they discovered that a guy who could accurately guesstimate windage for a sniper, that greatly enhanced their abilities to do the role of sniping. There's an overlay here because there are elements from the first sketch that I wanted to keep, but I wanted to improve on them. So you can see here that Barefoot's going up in a tree, and who is that? Kinzer or Buck? They use a sign language that probably comes from Barefoot's tribe. Barefoot is a Native American Indian, keeps his hair cut tight, and I'm probably going to put a do-rag on him. And then we have Sparks and Specs. Sparks is a radio man. Specs is an archivist, but he is also a mobile infantryman. He's not married to the camera. He doesn't hide behind the camera, that is. And Bullet Blocker. Bullet Blocker is physically the largest man in the company. And here we see him from the perspective that he is moving tree branches out of the way so that he can look down on the valley below. Sparks and Specs are behind him. And the narration is Sergeant Rick Rowley explaining to us who his men are. And then I went back to the script. There was something I had forgotten. I don't remember what it was. I wanted to make sure I had the right character in the right position for one of those panels. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, so now I'm inking. The inks look better than the pencils. I don't know why the artifacting was so bad on the pencils. Now we're getting our sniper in here. Miner and Kinzer. Yeah, I swapped panel 2 and 3. That's going to be a variance. I wore jump boots for a lot of my life. I really like jump boots. I've got flat feet. I never served, but my goodness, jump boots feel good. Especially if you get the ones with the zipper in the side. I put a steel toe boot insert into the bottom of the Carolina jump boot, and my goodness, it made my feet feel so good. It spreads your foot out so nicely and lets your foot do the job of being a foot. I don't know much more about why it works so well, but it worked greatly for me in my college years forward. I'm surprised I remember that. I have no idea where my jump boots are. I've been trying to find them for quite a while. I've been real bad to lose things. I don't know if I've made a mistake there. I had meant to make a carbine, but I think what I've done is I have drawn a long gun that for sure on the bottom I think that that's going to have to require that this character has picked up a Mauser along the way from a German soldier and is using it to shoot back at Germans where possible. The Mauser might be superior to the Grand. I haven't got a final opinion about that, but the amount of accuracy as a long gun is quite phenomenal. Carbine, now we're in a different area. That's a much more effective up close, get off me type of gun that gives you an advantage that a long gun wouldn't really afford you. I'm supposing. I don't have an M1 to compare to here. And for the time being, I intend for Barefoot to be carrying K-bars. That'd be a full tang knife. Real sturdy, real capable. And I intend for him to be an actual knife throwing badass. He is walking with paint on his face because as I use him in the story, he is going to frequently jump into the shadows and scale trees and do things with the intention of being invisible. This is the kind of person, the kind of phantom soldier type character who has grown up on nature and makes a habit of hunting snakes and squirrels and possums with his bare hands. So this is a type of soldier that's tremendously flexible, tremendously advantageous for an infantry company in World War II. I'm not sure I like that strap on the soldier in the foreground, on his helmet. I read that most soldiers did not actually pull the strap up tight because of the damage that the helmet itself could do if from a concussion round. Those tin pots were very, very heavy. I think that's an M1 or the A variant. I'm talking out the side of my head here. I don't have one to hold in my hand. I'd like to. If you've got one, at least send me some pictures. I like to build up the blacks. Assuming that this is a color book, I really want the blacks to stand out. Bullet blocker needs to have some noticeable damage to his helmet. Because of his size, he's a little clumsy. I hope you're enjoying the way this page is taking shape. If there's something that you think I missed, or that you'd like to see different, or if there's something that you just like about the page, please tell me. Please drop me a comment and tell me what you like about it. I want to focus on the things that that you like, and make sure that I am bringing you the artwork that you prefer. Okay, then we've got Specs and Sparks in the back. Sparks has the antenna attached to his radio, and he's listening in on on some kind of broadcast. At this point, the circus company is moving behind lines, calling in coordinates for artillery strikes. They aren't supposed to have a radio man in this company, but somehow Rick Rowley got a hold of a radio operator and a radio, so he's making use of it. In the spirit of the old Sergeant Rock comics, I am not being real religious about putting packs on the soldiers. If I overlook and choose not to draw it, it's just a matter of it impedes the detail of the page. If you look at the old Sergeant Rock comics, you'll find that they frequently, what was his name? Kephart. They were not real religious about keeping some details correct. In fact, oh man, you know what? I can see right now. I forgot the shell ejector on that Thompson in panel 1. It's on the wrong side of the gun. I'm kicking myself. Oh well, let's see if anybody else catches it. Between you and me, it's at least a nice piece of detail. I got it right on panel 3 at least. I'm kicking myself. Since I was doing some design on the fly, this page, including inking time, took me right at 22 hours. At least that's the note that I made. I don't always keep that kind of information, but this time I did. So I put some backgrounds in separate layers so that I can tone them down from black to gray. And when I got to the finishing point on this page, I said, hey, I think I'm going to go back and just leave those black because the black balance was a little bit light. If you use gray, sometimes it just looks better with black. And that's really the trade-off. If you put color in, you want the gray. If you want to leave it black and white, the black's a little more attractive. I think that's 30% black right there. I'll bring it back up to 100% before we're done. Okay, we are done. If you want to take a look at what this page ended up looking like, I believe I've got it in its glory on the Indiegogo page, and I will be happy to share out more as we go along. You all be good. Please go and drop your email address in the Indiegogo page. The link is in the notes. If you have any troubles, please hit me up on Twitter at Lonnie Webb. And if you don't use Twitter, I'm sure there's some place in the notes that that I point to that I am on, that you are on. Parlor Minds, Gab, Facebook, all those places. What I don't commit to is I don't always remember to go check. So, sorry. But comments, I always answer comments. So until next time, have a good one and be nice to each other.